Macmillan Audio presents The Happy Writer. Get more ideas, write more words, and find more joy from first draft to publication and beyond. Written and read for you by the author, Marissa Meyer. With additional narration from Kendara Blake, Martha Brockenbrough, Jill Grinberg, Lish McBride, and Rory Shea. I had done it. Finally. After 3 long years and 4 complete rewrites, I had finished my 7th novel. What had started as a relatively simple premise, what happens when a superhero falls in love with a supervillain, had developed into something far more complex than I'd anticipated. And the years spent trying to sort through the various subplots, viewpoints, and character backstories had left me mentally and creatively drained. But the end was nigh. There was light at the end of the tunnel. I had typed those magical words, the end. Overflowing with relief and a major sense of accomplishment, I composed an email to my editor, attached the manuscript, and clicked send. Despite being 3 months behind my original deadline, I was nearly delirious with the prospect of not having to look at those pages again for at least a week or 2 while my editor read the book and composed her feedback. That night, while playing Candyland with my 2-year-old twin daughters, a leisure activity I'd made little time for in the previous months while I tried to finish the darn book, one of my girls looked at me with a huge grin and proclaimed, "Mommy is so happy now." Despite her sweet innocence, the comment left me reeling. I thought I'd been doing a good job of managing my stress and keeping my writing life separate from my home life, even though I worked from home. Still, her declaration made it clear that the pressures of this book had been far more detrimental than I'd realized. I vowed in that moment that I wouldn't let it happen again. I would find better ways to cope. I would strike a healthier balance. Only 3 days later, not the week or 2 I'd longed for, I received my editorial letter, and that vow was immediately put to the test. The book, it turned out, still needed work. A lot of work. Though the letter was written with as much support and encouragement as could be expected, within minutes of reading it, I was in tears. Not because my editor was harsh. All things considered, she was actually pretty gentle. And not because I can't take criticism. I'd weathered plenty of past editorial letters just fine. No, I was crying because I knew she was right. Despite all those years, all those drafts, all that time spent writing and rewriting again, the book still wasn't what it needed to be. And the bigger problem? I had no idea how to fix it. I had been through the same arguments in my head, gone over the same plot dilemmas, debated the same motives, and I still couldn't see any way of making things right. And I couldn't. I simply couldn't fathom rewriting the book yet again, while still feeling no closer to having its numerous issues resolved. So I did what any sensible writer would do. I called my agent and asked her to cancel the contract. I can't do it. This book is a lost cause. I'll give back the advance, anything to keep from having to rewrite this book one more time. I vowed that I would start on something new right away, something that I could actually get right. I knew my publisher wouldn't be happy, but I was convinced it was the only way for me to move forward. I'll skip the grisly details of that call and the subsequent conversation with my editor. In the end, after much discussion, we determined the book wasn't a lost cause after all. My agent even suggested a clever solution that I had never considered before, one that might just fix many of the book's persistent flaws. However, implementing the changes would not only require a complete rewrite, I was going to have to rethink the book from the bottom up. New protagonists, new settings, an entirely new storyline. And despite the fact that we were already months behind schedule, my publisher was hoping I would still be able to deliver in time to keep my current release date, which gave me just 2 months to write and deliver a new manuscript. In hindsight, I probably should have requested that we push back the release date, but at the time...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?